Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 6th to June 12th, 2022. This is a general reading, so feel free to take whatever resonates and leave behind for others whatever does not. To get a deeper dive into what the week holds for you, be sure to check out readings for your sun, moon, and rising signs. In this first column, we examine a puzzle that you have been trying to solve. In this middle column, we find key pieces of the puzzle. And in this third column, we get advice on how those pieces fit together. Wow. Okay, so far you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 9 cards are major arcana cards, and 1 is an ace. Okay, so you got a lot of major life lessons that you are learning and recognizing right now. In this column of the puzzle you've been trying to solve, there's this conch shell homecoming afterlife. And this conch shell card has to do with kind of family celebration, going back to your home. You have the Strength card, the Eight of Wands, and the Sun. In this middle column, the key piece of the puzzle, you have this Courage card. You have Justice, Ace of Pentacles, and Six of Swords. In the advice column, you have Safe and Surrounded by Love. The Empress, Death, Rebirth, and the Moon. So the advice column is all major arcana cards right there. Okay, so I think it's interesting you have, your card here, Leo, this Strength Major Arcana card, but you also have this Courage card that has the lion on there as well. So here in the puzzle that you've been trying to solve, it kind of indicates a sense of your sense of identity. With the Eight of Wands, it is kind of a target. There is advancement and progress, uniformity, like everything is on target, looking good. And with the Sun, it's a sense of enlightenment and joy and purity, innocence, all those things. With this Eight of Wands here, there is not a clear destination, and that's because there are last minute changes that can really come about. So with this puzzle that you've been trying to solve, with this conch shell homecoming afterlife, perhaps some of you have left home and taking a look at what aspects of your home you still carry with you, of your ancestors that you still carry with you, and also like a sense of maybe even moving back to where you used to live, where you grew up. So we're going to pull some clarifying cards here. Let's take a look at your Strength card here, Leo. You have the Five of Wands, and that is a sense of conflict, even competition. With the Five of Wands, because the Strength card has to do with like inner strength, it seems that the conflict is kind of like internal conflict. And it's almost like growing pains, finding out what your goals are, how to prioritize them, what to do first, how to kind of get aligned, like these Eight of Wands. So it seems like there is a desire to be more like consistent in your thoughts, where, you know, one thought kind of supports another and everything's aligned. But it seems that there are some kind of desires that you're still trying to figure out. What's interesting about the Five of Wands is they pretty much look like children. Like all the pages got together and decided to play fight. So to some degree, this card of strength here and this homecoming, this afterlife, it's you kind of possibly even reflecting on the things that you want, why you wanted them, and how much of it has to do with maybe your inner child. Like, what is it that your inner child desired? And that reminds me, the traditional sun card, there is a child riding on a horse, a white horse, that kind of indicates a sense of purity and innocence. So let's take a look at this sun card here. You have the star card, and the child in the sun card is nude, and so is the maiden in the star card, the traditional star card, which is a sense of healing and balance and hope and clarity. So to some degree, this puzzle is kind of almost a sense of you recognizing yourself, your identity as an individual person, and kind of assessing how you're doing in that. And you have Ace of Pentacles, another Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles is a gift. It is kind of new opportunities. It can be prosperity, something that you have to work on. Here I'm seeing the Ace of Pentacles as your like self-value. How is it that you are, how do you value yourself based on, you know, who you were, who you want to be, who you like bring forward, like shine a light on, who you are hiding or put in the background. So in the strength card, it's like here it's half lion and half maiden. And the concept of the strength card is to embrace all aspects of yourself and acknowledge and embrace them. There's some characteristics that you don't bring to the forefront. They kind of hang back, and you bring it out when you need to. And there's some that are more dominant. What I think is interesting is this Justice card, which is somewhat a different kind of half and half. It's like the reflection here is like the same person, perhaps, just a lighter shade of a person. But both of these cards kind of indicate a sense of balance and acceptance. So here, this key piece of the puzzle, this courage, it could be more of your ferocious side, the part that comes out when you want to, like, not scare people off, but you want to seem big and scary, and you could take care of yourself. The part that really is there for protection to some degree. So here with this Ace of Pentacles, again, I think it is a sense of your self-value, but your self-value when it comes to creating something of value in the material world as well. So here with the Six of Swords, it seems like there is a need to heal something and move forward, move to a more calmer waters. And usually this is also depicted with a child in a boat and a robed mother figure and a ferryman maneuvering the boat. But it's a sense of kind of leaving everything they know to explore something different for a better life. So it could be that this courage is needed to move on from something. Maybe some of you are there's some legal situation you're moving on from, custody battles, separation, some type of dispute where you kind of have to start clean, and a need to protect yourself and to be between shores where there's not a sense of final destination, kind of like this Eight of Wands. In the Six of Wands, there's a concept of relocation, going to someplace new, but the actual end result of that isn't clear. So let's take a look at the Six of Swords. With the Justice card, wait, I'll go back. The Justice card, it's a sense of balance. I mentioned that before. It's also a sense of cause and effect, and doing things based on what's right, what needs to be done. Might not want to be done, but what needs to be done to make things right. So let's take a look at the Six of Swords over here. You have the Ten of Swords, and that is something that is dead in the water. Maybe you trusted the wrong person. Maybe you, did something you thought would work out and it came back to bite you. But here, there's no more, what's the word I'm looking for? Not excuses. There's no more potential resolution other than to walk away and to move on. So let's see what's going on with that Justice card there. You have the Six of Cups. And here's another card that has to do with childhood. So for some of you, this may have to do with some type of custody situation. This even could be custody of an animal or a pet that you shared with someone and now you guys have broken up. It also can be a sense of, like I said, this homecoming, this puzzle seems like who you are, your assessment of who you are at this point in life, and using a benchmark is you in the past. So this could be how you see yourself compared to a past version of you. Something that might be put into play in your past, or maybe a need for more courage because of something that happened in your past. So let's see what is going on with this Ace of Pentacles. You have the Moon, another Moon card. And the moon is a sense of, lack of clarity, a journey that is needed to be taken where you really have to trust your intuition. And the more self-doubt that you have, the more fears and anxieties will start to gather. So here I think that a key piece to this puzzle of who you are has to do with your courage and your need to move on when things just aren't, when the writing's on the wall, you need to move on. And getting a sense of hope and courage to really manage through unknowns, and maybe even a concept of this balance and harmony. Sixes are about balance and harmony. Justice is about balance, and it's kind of trusting that things that are just, things that are morally right, those things will prevail. A sense of innocence, a sense of purity, those things will prevail when there's kind of unknowns. So here in this advice, you have safe and surrounded by love. Keep your heart open and know you are being protected. Listen to what you know to be true and allow yourself to see and understand what is going on around you. So with the Empress, the Death Rebirth card, and the Moon again, this card is definitely a card of love, a card of protection, abundance. And here the Empress is able to provide whatever is needed, whether it's security, whether it's sustenance, creativity, inspiration. Basically, the Empress will provide for that. And with this Death Rebirth card, it's a sense of a transformation and change. There might be unknowns that are difficult in that process. And the hope is that when this is over, there will be a new dawn ahead, new day, where you can pursue what it is you want, like in the transformed state. With the Moon, again, a sense of needing to trust your intuition and not having a lot of clarity. But with this Courage card and really embracing opportunities, new opportunities that you're given, and this sense of hope and courage really would help you go through this transformation, go through the experience, and feel what it feels like without trying to rush through with your eyes shut tight, but actually feeling that that you are protected, that you have this not only internal courage, but that the universe, spirit, source, creator is basically, there for you. And that when this lack of clarity comes along, you just tap into that source of abundance and love to really help you through. So here with these dolphins here, they pretty much are known to be helpful to humans, and they are known to be good for therapy for people. this concept of being surrounded by love and happiness. And they definitely will, help protect things that are vulnerable. So to some degree, this need to focus on the courage and strength also shines a light on the concept of the child here, the vulnerable, the innocent. And, we all came from that child, the unknowing child that really kind of believed in, the world being safe, being protected and cared for. So it's almost as if this puzzle is kind of, given that you are kind of coming into your own person and recognizing the realities of the world and your own desires, where you put your energy, having courage to move on to something new when things don't work out, or even having the courage to invest in something that you really aren't sure of. It kind of shines a light on this inner child, the inner child that, believed there was fairness and things were just, and that, superheroes and good prevail. They win the day. So let's take a look at this Empress card here. You have the Three of Swords. This is a card, well, you got 10 of Swords and 3 of Swords. So there seems to be some kind of disappointment, upset, pain, maybe shame, something that possibly you've had for a while. And here, the advice is really to know that you're safe, know that you can, you can feel things. Like the Empress is about the senses. It's about sensuality, sexuality, pleasure, pain, all the senses. And it's kind of saying that you are safe to experience the good, but you also have to be open to process the bad. And so with the 10 of Swords and the 3 of Swords and the 6 of Swords and the Star even, it's a sense of needing to heal some aspects that may have to do with your inner child or your past. So it's as if the universe is saying that it's time. So let's take a look at the Moon card over here. You have the Knight of Swords, and with the Knight of Swords, this is an energy of really taking action, doing what's right, doing what's just, so it's good. It's kind of like this concept over here that I was talking about. You grow up as a child and, the knight in shining armor is going to protect you. So it's a sense of when there is a lack of clarity, then, the Knight of Swords energy is there to protect you. So let's take a look at the Death Rebirth. You have the Hanged One. And this is a card of surrender, sacrifice, and preparation for this rebirth. The Hanged One is the card before the Death card, it's really seeing things from a different perspective in order to get some type of connection to higher knowledge, higher, power. And it's like the Death card is kind of, it's likened to the transformation of the butterfly, going from the caterpillar to the butterfly. Here with the Hanged One, it's as if they're in that cocoon and preparing for that transformation, and accepting that there is a change and transformation that needs to be done. And this transformation and the death and preparing for it may allow for some reflection on the past, the things that need to be healed, and give an opportunity to, understand who you are, who you were, and who you want to be. So I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective of your week, and we'll see you next time. Take care.